In 2008, the Office of the Chief of Staff and the Secretary of the Air Force published a new creed that all airmen would be responsible for knowing, following, and emulating. I am an American airman. I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American airman, guardian of freedom and justice, my nation's sword and shield, its sentry and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail. Today I'm going to break down the stanzas in the U.S. Air Force Airman's Creed and explain the value that the creed holds within us airmen. Every time we recite the creed, its meaning grows stronger within us and compels us to continue wearing the uniform. As General Moseley said, this creed is about our people and an Air Force that is fundamentally different from any other service. This creed is about where we've been and where we are going as an Air Force. The first stanza: I am an American airman. I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. Here are some clear statements that describe who an airman is. An American, clearly. A warrior, that means that we are a fighter, we defend. And a volunteer. Our service is not, our service is a service of volunteers. We sign up for this and volunteer to put our lives down on the line to serve our country. This stanza established the airman as a member of something greater than ourselves. The first stanza represents the airman. The second represents the Air Force's mission. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. The second stanza establishes that the mission of the U.S. Air Force is to fly, fight, and win, above everything. It reflects on the history of the Air Force and the traditions that they hold. While the Air Force is a young branch of the services, it has been a necessary force, and Pearl Harbor to be the main one. The third stanza depicts the strong loyalty to the country and its past. I am an American airman, guardian of freedom and justice, my nation's sword and shield, its sentry and avenger. I defend my country with my life. The third stanza represents what an airman in the Air Force does, who they stand for, and who they serve. We serve our country. Sword and shield, sentry and avenger, the airman acts and reacts to defend our country with our lives. We volunteer to serve, protect, and die for our nation. The last stanza is about our fellow airmen and the bond that we have. I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail. The fourth stanza represents who an airman is to other airmen. We lead and fight with each other and for each other. We never leave an airman behind. We sacrifice for our country and for our camaraderie. That means we are bonded together and held together. We will not fail, because as long as we hold to our core values, integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do, we have succeeded in our mission. In conclusion, this is the Airman's promise to country and colleagues. The Airman's Creed is not just a bunch of words we are forced to memorize. It is the values that us airmen hold true. They represent who, what, and why we serve. The Creed summarizes an airman's responsibility to this nation, our mission in its defense, our unwavering dedication to the profession of arms, and our undying loyalty to our fellow airmen. I am an American airman.